Hello everyone, this is TheGambitSG. This video is going to be the second part of me sharing my experience joining in a Genshin Impact tournament. If you haven't watched the first part yet, I'll link it in the description box below, so go check it out. Now let us proceed with the video. Unlike the previous rounds, the semi-finals and finals have a pick and ban phase where the contestants will take turns picking and banning characters and weapons. I got to be player 1, so I'm the one who'll be banning and picking first.
It means that neither of the players can use that character. It looks like Amber is actually banned by Gambit. Is that a no manner kind of ban?
Oh man.
You notice that?
Yeah, man.
He's like, always a bit of a troll.
Okay, to explain this, I chose Amber not because I was trolling, but because it was part of my strategy. I was making my opponent pick all his 5-star characters, so that he can leave my 4 stars which I'm confident in playing with, and also take his supports or sub DPS that he needs, since most of his DPS needs them to work. But of course, I still can't predict what my opponent does, as he ends up picking Beidou and Xiangling, which were some important characters in my teams. After the picking, next will be the weapon ban.
It looks like Kaguya has
He banned my mid-splitter since I already showed my Ayaka.
The best weapon for her.
We saw that.
I banned his Skyward Harp because I know that he has a child and Yaimiya, which are really good DPS. His first 4 picks also showed that he might be thinking of playing them, since those are the characters which they are usually paired up with.
Beidou or Xiangling.
It's for the Amber that got banned, man.
Yeah, he banned me.
The picking is complete and I played Ayaka, Sucrose, Shinha, and Barbara in the first half, and Xingqiu, Ningguang, Fishshell, and Bennett in the second half. Though I only played Ningguang with TTDS so that I can give my other characters an extra buff so that they can deal more damage. And since my mid-splitter was banned, I used Cool Steel because I didn't have other options, since I don't have the Aminoma sword.
That's always nice when you're using Ayaka.
For Chamber 1, the first half was pretty bad since my Ayaka burst didn't kill all of them in one go. A lot of time was wasted using my normal and charged attacks to finish the remaining wolves.
Okay, looks like half of them weren't captured in the burst. That was a bit unfortunate. Okay, this part is a little bit slow. Once again, you have to take note, he's using a 3-star weapon, so the damage wouldn't be as high as what we saw just now.
It's a Cool Steel 3-star weapon on Ayaka.
Maybe it's for him to keep his cool. Alright. Let's see if he manages to get both of them. And he does. Okay, fantastic, fantastic.
Just barely caught the second wolf on the edge of Ayaka's burst.
Yeah, man, this really goes to show how well his rotations are, man.
Sometimes you adjust your character how it faces, to cast the burst. Barbara Ikuyo and Ayaka's burst.
This is so satisfying, man.
And
he manages to do it in record time, I believe. Was that the fastest clear we've seen so far in the
I saw 847
team fairs without actually a main DPS?
For the second half, Bennett mostly did the damage with the help of Xingqiu and Fishshell supporting him with off-field attacks. Ningguang also helped with TTDS.
I believe he's saving Ningguang's burst for the second wave of lizards to use inside Bennett's burst.
Yes. Ningguang is probably his biggest source of damage right there.
Each of these characters all kind of complement each other, apart from Ningguang. But Ningguang has Drilling Tails on, so looks like who is the main on-field. He's just rotating between all 4 of them. Yeah. Cornering one of the lizards in the corner so they can't run away. Look at all that stagger, man.
Very interesting.
Perma staggered lizard. Here comes the Ning burst in the Bennett's burst.
Alright. Kinda reminds me a little bit of the national team comp, where you have Raiden national. We kinda see that going on right now, but obviously not as good as Xiangling,
Yeah, it's really lacking the Xiangling in this team. If not, it'd be so much faster clear. And this looks like it's almost over.
Oh no, this guy still has a little bit of health. He still has to cast a little bit of burst.
Oh, wow, he used 2 bursts, huh? Just for that little bit of health there.
Okay.
Both banner and Xingqiu's burst were used at the end there. Would that call a game where RNG is very heavy?
For Chamber 2 first
Now they
half,
mentioned
though
RNG,
only one of
he
the
took
ruined
about
graders
15
ran towards
seconds to
me,
get both of
and
the
I
guys
had to
together,
wait a
so
few
maybe
seconds for the
sometimes
other one to
RNG is
come.
on his side
It didn't
as well.
really affect the run since
Oh, yeah, now
Ayaka
that you
killed them
mention it,
both pretty
he lost
fast.
10 seconds waiting at the edge of the arena.
Okay, but I think with one rotation, he should be able to come close to clearing both of them.
Here comes the 3-star sword Ayaka burst. But it looks like they're both dead, the robots. Yep.
Wow, that was so smooth.
Maybe he's waiting at the side. It's just a bit of patience. Oh,
For the
here comes
second
his
half,
archer.
I didn't have the chance to
Come on,
one-phase the
this
Wolf
guy
Lord
really
like what I
good.
did in the top 16
some
since
damage.
Raiden was banned.
Maybe you
If I
shouldn't
had
have get
Xiang
the
Ling
Skyward
instead of
Heart.
Ningguang, I would have had the chance to one-phase it.
Okay, the Wolf Lord is down a little bit on the ground, and here comes some of the big rotations from the best boys, Xingqiu Bennett, official. It's like saving Ningguang.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but actually his Bennett's E does quite a little bit of damage as well. That's 20k on an E.
It's a vaporized reaction. Crit.
Oh, and 48k on the burst. Wow.
His Bennett is the carry.
Dang, we have unlocked the code, man. The Bennett is the key.
Yeah, his Bennett I think was a Favonius sword. It had good crit ratio, so it's very self-sustaining. Good damage, good energy, good healing. Bennett is just crazy character. Alright, Wolf Lord's in the shooter phase, but I noticed he got quite lucky. Yeah? The shooter phase is only happened at like 35-40% health.
Mm-hmm.
And Ningguang is insane.
Not sure if you guys noticed the first skull clear right there. That was actually a press hole Ningguang. So he one-shotted that with Ningguang's with the Star Jades as well.
He pre-cast the Ningguang burst just as the Wolf Lord is about to go down.
Yeah, man, all these little mechanics really save you a lot of time.
And I think this is it. Just with the burst from the 3 characters at the end, Bennett Xingqiu official. And that's a pretty efficient clear.
Alright, doesn't seem like it.
Looks like you only get 2
The
robots
Chamber 3 was a
together.
pretty normal run. In the first half, both of the ruined destroyers didn't dig down unlike in the top 16 since it's only based on RNG, and Ayaka's burst didn't hit the other ruined destroyer, so I had to use my normal and charged
Oh, no,
attacks
the
to
other guy
finish
actually
it.
slipped away. Wow, the sneaky guy.
Just not clipped by the Ayaka's burst.
Aye. That's gonna cost him a full rotation.
Looks like he's just relying on the charge attacks though. The robot's health are not too high.
Alright, very nice, very nice.
So he's gonna lack a bit of AoE as well without Xiangling on this side. He's gonna focus
The second
on
half
one
was
of
also
the
pretty
lizard
normal.
bosses at
I
a time.
used Bennett as the main on field DPS with the help of Xingqiu and Fish Shell. I
Very
already
nice,
know the
very nice.
animation and moves of
Running
these
ahead of the
Vishaps, so I
lizards.
already know
I'm not
when
sure
to
if you
dodge
caught
and
that.
where they
That
will
was
go
actually,
next.
wow, some top-notch gameplay right there, man.
So he knows where they will jump and land and he moves there earlier, yeah? Wow, these 2 lizards are really tanky though. Looks like one rotation barely took off a quarter of their health.
But this is a very interesting situation. I've never seen the lizards actually grouped up so nicely before.
Normally they jump to a distance where it's like a bit wider than Xiangling's Pyronado, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Seems like he's doing some good damage in Bennett's circle. Ningguang's burst just as Bennett's circle disappears.
I think right now, just the last 30 seconds that we witnessed, there was a really good usage of the AoE to hit both of them at the same time. That really cut a lot of time. Man.
Oh, they are so far apart now. Oh, and they're coming back together.
Okay.
Oh, we go both there at the
And
same time.
kaboom.
My semifinals run ended with a time of 7 minutes and 8 seconds, winning the semifinals and makes me advance to the next round.
Alright, Casper has picked Aether and he's going first.
For the finals, I didn't have the chance to watch my opponent play during the top 16, but we do have a small information about his characters. This time, I am in Lumen 18, which means I'm second pick.
Casper is banned Xingqiu.
Casper banned Xingqiu, removing one of the characters that my team needs.
Maybe that Gambit is kind of reliant on Xingqiu, whereas Casper doesn't need Xingqiu for his teams. Gambit has decided to ban Raiden.
I banned Raiden
that's
since
why
my
Amber
opponent
banned
is the
Kaka.
first one who will
Yeah,
pick,
he's
and I know that he
seriously
also
banned
has a
the
C3
finals.
Raiden. My opponent got Bennett and Xiangling, which are one of the best units in game. With the good supports gone, I had a slightly hard time choosing my next characters.
Gambit has banned the Skyward Harp. This
Next
time
was
a
the
legit
weapon ban
ban,
phase.
denying Child
Since
from
he
one of the
already
best
showed Child,
weapons.
I decided to ban Skyward Harp. I only had a small information about his weapons, so I just decided to
Casper
go with
is
it.
head of the Barbara.
We finished the picking phase with me picking my Ayaka with Mid-Splitter, and giving Zhongli Engulfing Lightning. My teams are Kazuha, Beidou, Fishshell, and Barbara for the first half, and Ayaka, Zhongli, Albedo, and Mona for the second half. For Chamber 1 first half, the dogs were spread out, but I didn't have any problem with dealing with them since Kazuha and Beidou's AoE skills helped a lot in clearing this half fast.
I think the commitment to the Barbara Hill is not as intense as previous team cons, because at least this team has a lot of energy regeneration.
Yeah, with Fischl, Kazuha.
Mhm.
First wave is dead already. Now it's two big wolves.
Alright. Okay, so ideally he'll want to group them up at the corner, which he does. Okay.
Beidou is great though against two enemies because of her bounce electro attack.
Yeah, man.
Oh, but it looks like Beidou is kind of low on health already. At a quarter health.
Maybe it was a mistake to commit to the Barbara after all.
He should be able to get back some of her Barbara energy. Almost there. Barbara is low on health as well. He got it.
Alright, he got it.
Just that two characters are kind of low on health. Barbara
For the
and Beidou.
second half, since I'm playing Husk on Albedo, I waited a few seconds to stack the Husk passive before starting the chamber.
Do you
Yeah,
think
very
he'll use
strange.
Albedo? Will he use Albedo at all in the rotations?
I don't think so. It's hard to say. Well, Albedo has some sort of.
I also use
off-field
my
damage,
Zhongli
right?
burst
It'll
since they
be
deal a lot of
extremely
damage.
Synergistic to use it. They won't be frozen for long.
Yeah, for people who are just tuning in, if you wonder why is Geo being used in the free team, is because there was a ban and pick going on. So players don't exactly get the teams they want because their characters have been banned or selected by the other player.
Quite unfortunately for this round, Xingqiu was actually banned.
Looks like he did decide to put down the Albedo thing for extra damage though. Perhaps his idea is like, as long as you apply the freeze as frequently as you can, even if they unfreeze because of Geo, it still keeps them in place for like a couple of milliseconds each time.
Yeah. I mean, Mona is not exactly the best hydro applicator because she has to be on the field most of the time. Her E doesn't last that long. So it's not that big of a loss, to use the Albedo to shatter them.
Looks like he's purposely fighting at the edge again to keep the enemies together.
Yeah, man. It's combat mechanics 101.
Yeah, if you're facing enemies that move around a heck lot, it's always good to fight at the edge of the arena, so that if let's say they roll or sprint towards you, you keep them at the corner or at the edge of the circle.
Let's see if we can clip both of them at the same time using this one Ayaka burst. Alright, Mona burst first. Okay. And let's see.
Oh,
It's unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. The guy actually got staggered back by the Geo attack, so there's another form of anti-synergy right here. The staggering.
right, cleared it.
There was a burst. He just has to
For
be
Chamber 2
be
first
mindful
half,
of his,
both
health.
of the Ruin Graders didn't come to me, so I
Characters
ran to them instead.
Does
I
he
played
want-
an Electro Charge team with Beidou's burst and using Kazuha's burst to swirl and applied the Hydro from Barbara.
Alright. These rune machines are just getting staggered all around. Rune graders.
I cleared it pretty fast with a similar time when I'm using
Like
Ayaka.
one burst rotation most of the time is enough to take both of them down. The Beidou already has the burst back ready for the next chamber.
Very nice.
Oh, look at
Alright,
that.
it's actually picking up the energy.
Does it work if he touches it before he touches the
Yeah.
key, though?
Yeah, it does, man. That's actually
For the
one of
second half, I don't have some of my bursts back
One of
up,
the little
so I only
things
used
that make
Zhonglei's burst to deal damage to him while he was on the ground after his first
More little
attack.
advanced tricks.
Actually, when watching all these advanced players play the Abyss, you actually learn a lot of things, man. Alright. Is he gonna commit to the Geo boys? And he does.
Trying to get the Ayaka burst back, he got it, but I don't think he's gonna use it yet. He's gonna wait.
When I noticed he's about to do his laser attack, I set up my skills to prepare for my Ayaka burst that dealt a lot of damage to it.
Comes
Alright. Donuts, it looks like your favorite laser beam.
yellow laser beam.
I
would
can
say
kind of
let's
understand
go.
why he does the double Geo, you know? Because so it's alright to have
When
a
the
little
Wolf Lord went
shatter.
to his skull phase, I destroyed the skulls using Zhongli Tapi and Elbedui and finally finishing him with a set of bursts from my
But his
characters.
only pillar cooldown is ready.
Alright. Double Geo once again.
Double Geo boys cracking them fast. It's just a single E from each of the boys and it's done. Third and last
Sure.
one.
He's not going to commit the Zhongli burst because it does actually quite a lot of damage. Oh, I think he missed the pillar? Oh no, he didn't.
No.
There's a bit of lag.
Animation time is too long though, but he's using a damage on the Wolf Lord instead. Yeah.
Oh, that was a 40k no crit though.
He's gonna commit. Yep.
Alright, it's more than enough, man.
Some charge attacks.
Okay, let's see if you
For
can get
Chamber
the
3,
perfect grouping,
Kazuha
like
and
what we've
Beidou's
seen a
burst
few
helped a
times.
lot. Even if they
All three
didn't
at the
group
same
up,
spot.
Beidou would have still hit them with her burst, pairing it with Kazuha's large AoE on his burst.
Standing in the middle of all three, but Beidou's bouncing it should be fine enough to reach all of them. Now it's perfect already. One of the snakes decided to go for a journey underground. Is it back up?
Snake beast.
For the second half, I waited for them to jump and group
Alright.
up before using my attacks.
Ooh, Vishops.
Again,
Let's see how
Zhongli
he
dealt a
does.
lot of damage with his burst,
A
which
lot of
I
players
used when
decided to bring
Ayaka's
Zhongli
burst
for
wasn't
this side
available.
just because
Though
there's
I
so
killed
many
the
different
first this
attacks
half with
that the
Ayaka's
lizard
burst
bosses
too
can
early,
do.
Zhongli ended it with another
Once
100k
again, he
burst which killed the
preemptively
this
charges
half
forward,
instantly.
anticipating them. He didn't exactly commit to anyone's burst until he saw that they jumped over to the other side. Wow, that's a 100k Zhongli burst, man. Do you see that?
Oh my goodness, what weapon is he using, I wonder? Yeah,
Alright.
against boss enemies, no much use for freeze, it's just raw damage that he's using right here.
Yeah, and this perfect grouping, man. I wonder how he does it. Is there a trick? Look at this, man. Alright, once again, meatball.
Yeah, it seems like the two lizards are always fairly close together and not too far apart.
Alright, once again, we see a bit of the overlap, you know? The guy's tail smacking his head. That's a perfect grouping right there.
So he's gonna go for the cryo one because they have slightly higher, more health. They keep jumping away from Albedo's circle.
Oh no, this is gonna get a bit dangerous though. He's
The
stuck in the
laser
middle.
He has its only
Oh.
shield though, to protect.
Oh,
one of them. One of them has died kinda early. Does he have enough damage to take it out?
Oh, meatball! Yes, the 100k meatball.
Oh again, oh my god.
100k meatball.
My run ended with a clear time of 7 minutes and 14 seconds, which made me won the tournament. This tournament has been great, though I did have a few misplays during my runs. It was fun and I would say that it was worth joining. Big thanks to Impunity Esports and Genshin Adventure Guild for hosting this tournament. If you liked the video, maybe give it a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It isn't much but it will help a lot. Also check me out on twitch.tv/TheGambitSG. Thanks and bye.
Yeah, Click carry this run, man. Holy shit. Click do all the work, man. Click is the main DPS, the main carry, man. I collect my account